Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leisha Jackson from FM Systems, and I want to thank you for attending today's webinar, Learn How to Keep Your Facility Projects on Track with FM Interact Project Management. Before we begin, I want to cover a few housekeeping items. At the bottom of your console, there are multiple widgets you can use. If you have any questions during the webinar, you can click on the Q&A widget at the bottom and submit your question. We will answer these at the end, but if we don't get to all of the questions, we will follow up with you after the webinar is over. You can expand your slide area by clicking on the Maximize icon on the top right-hand corner or by dragging the bottom right-hand corner of the slide area. An on-demand version will be available about 1 hour after the webinar ends. It can be accessed using the same audience link that was sent to you earlier. Today on the line, we have Brian Haynes, our Vice President of Marketing, and Hannah Graziano, our Applications Engineer. With that being said, Brian, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Leisha, and welcome to all of you who've joined our web conference today, focusing on our project management module. I'm going to begin today with a few slides to just give you a little bit of an overview of FM Systems and FM Interact, our IWMS product, and then Hannah Graziano, who's best suited to be able to show off the really great capabilities in our project management module, is going to do an actual live demonstration of the product for you, so you're going to be spending the majority of the next 30 minutes inside the product. I'm going to try to get through my slides in maybe the next 5 or 6 minutes. So without any more hesitation, let's go for it. So we're going to show you today how you can better manage every detail of your facility projects, ranging from everything from budget to schedule to project tasks across your entire portfolio of facility projects. A few things that I wanted you to know about FM Interact, our Integrated Workplace Management Suite, is that it really is quite unique in the market. Its ease of use has been rated for several years as best in class by Gartner. It's a really terrifically straightforward product to use, completely accessed via a web browser without the requirement of any special plugins. We can show you how to use FM Interact very quickly, and you'll be an expert in no time and get the full power of the system. It is also modular and flexible. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the modules of FM Interact. There are 11 of them now, project management being one of them. Modular and flexible simply means that you can purchase the ones that you want and add additional ones at later time as you need them. So you don't have to have all 11 of them at once. All of our customers do start with space and assets. That's really how we organize all of our facilities data and equipment, room information, etc. Then we can attach all of our other capabilities such as project management, lease administration, room scheduling, etc. to that. It is incredibly configurable. I know there's a lot of products on the market that say they've got configurability down because they can add fields and drop down boxes and maybe change values. FM Interact is immensely configurable. Everything you see today can be configured, changed, rearranged, modified, workflows, notifications, reports is all up for grabs. We can actually teach you how to do that, or we can do it for you, or one of our certified business partners can do those configurations as well. It's just easy to use in terms of configuration as it is easy to use from an end user's perspective. Seamless integration, the fourth little circle down there that I'm talking about today, that really talks about the way almost every single one of our customers integrates FM Interact and all of our capabilities with some sort of back office system that would include accounting, ERP, HR, just about any systems. I know of one customer that's got 21 inbound and outbound data integrations. It's really our bread and butter. This is an enterprise class system for use for everybody within your facilities team, and seamless integration, the ability to integrate with other systems, is really at its core. Also, we like to talk about your software your way. There's a lot of software solutions now today that maybe only have one way of delivering maybe via SaaS or something like that, but we have three. You can host the software on-premise yourself within your own IT environment. You can also host with us in our world-class hosting facility. And the third way that you can purchase our software is through our SaaS model, and our customers have the flexibility to get that software exactly how they want. Let's go to my next slide. So FM Interact itself really helps facility and real estate professionals improve the management of space, occupancy, assets, moves, maintenance, leases, projects, property, and more. Our customers have quick and easy access to key facility information such as floor plans, reports, project data, budgets, schedules, critical documents, and dates, which can enable facilities teams to securely share information and manage facility processes more effectively that impact the entire organization. So as part of FM Interact, I was talking about the 11 modules that we currently have. All of our customers begin with space and asset management. And then today we're going to be focusing on the bottom right-hand corner. You see our project management capability, which is really focused on all of the facility projects that you have in your portfolio. And Hannah's going to be touching upon that in just a few minutes. So in terms of the project management module itself, with the project management module, project managers, internal customers, other team members, executives, etc., anybody you want to assign to the project actually can have complete visibility into the status, budgets, schedules of any number of the jobs and projects across multiple locations with powerful features, which I'm just going to cover at a very high level right now. So we really believe this can help you stay on time and budget with all of your facility projects. You're actually looking at a report that Hannah's probably going to be showing here in just a few minutes, but really allows you to keep track of every detail from initial request and approval through planning and construction phases to project approval and closeout. Our project management module will help you keep all of those projects on track across your entire facilities portfolio. That may be a campus, that may be a single facility, it could be globally. Really, our customers range the gambit, and you can gain the benefits of being able to manage those projects consistently across your entire portfolio, which helps you to centralize and manage all of your projects and track the details of every single project in your portfolio. And it also, I really think that this is a key differentiator. Our project management solution is designed for building owners. It's not designed necessarily for the AEC market. It's designed for our typical customer, which is building owners and the AEC partners that they deal with. So it's got a unique capability. It's integrated with all other key areas of facilities management, including real estate functions as well, space management, room scheduling, move management, etc., maintenance, you name it. It can all be fully accessed via the project management module. This leads to increased operational efficiencies. Since project management is not an island on its own, this allows you to do reports, dashboards, and automated notifications, taking advantage of the real underlying power of FM Interact that we've got available in all of our modules. I think one of the things that Hannah's going to be showing off today is our FMX reporting, which is new stuff for us this year. It's beautiful, beautiful reporting, and we're going to show you how you can fully take advantage of that to allow you to analyze project financial data, key dates, documents, etc., all in one location. This can give you increased confidence because it is a highly secure, easy to access environment for all the members of your facilities and project team. You can add them, give them logins, get them into the projects, running reports, etc., and we can easily integrate the information, the back-end data, project financial information, etc., with those back-end accounting systems that I was talking about. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap up the slides. I'm going to be turning over the presentation to Hannah, who's going to be doing an actual live demonstration of the FM Interact project management module. So Hannah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Just a moment while I get set up here.
Yeah, no problem. As Hannah gets, she's going to be doing a screen share, and as she's talking, if you've got questions, remember the Q&A pane at the bottom. I'll be monitoring the Q&A pane, and I'll respond back to you as Hannah is doing the demonstration. Go ahead, Hannah.
Okay. So everybody should be seeing my screen at this point in time, the FM Interact homepage. Brian, are you able to see that?
Yep, Hannah looks great.
Great. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with an example of a project request form. Keeping in mind the configurability as Brian previously mentioned. So here in this request form, the first thing you'll note is that we're pulling in employee detail, or who's requesting the project. This is tying back to our HR data and kind of eliminating some of the manual steps in the process of filling in those details. We can track different items about a project, such as urgency. And maybe checking off this checkbox would then allow us to add additional details regarding the urgency. So the ability here to pull in conditional formatting. As we go through the form, we can fill out some of these required details. For instance, maybe this project that I'm working on is going to be a painting project, but really we could accommodate anything from a new construction project all the way down to maybe something as small as a special event project. Here, as I go through and select the project type, our field will adjust accordingly and only pull up additional fields based on the project that I'm selecting. Filling in different details regarding the critical dates, when the project's estimated to be complete. You can also fill in details such as the project budget, or what items we're going to be painting here, maybe. As we go through to the additional project details, here's where those different conditional fields. Maybe if we say that we're going to alter the floor plan, we'd have to fill in additional details regarding the floor. We could also trigger different notifications to go on once this form is submitted. For instance, if we alter the floor plan, maybe we need to notify the AutoCAD manager that we have on staff. Since this is a painting project, we'll go ahead and select walls. And then we'll get additional questions here, asking the brand of paint that we're going to be using or that we're requesting to use. Here we can fill in the color. So just showing the versatility between the different types of fields that we could have. And then down below, finally adding in which building and floor this project will be taking into account. So tying back to not only our HR data initially, but also our building data. It's really just streamlining that project request process. And then as the project's submitted, it would go through various rounds of approval. Of course, we could set that up to match your workflow. So maybe we'd have a budget approval or an estimate approval. So at that point, the project is submitted. Some of those notifications that we mentioned are going on in the background as well, notifying the AutoCAD manager or maybe the building manager for that building. In addition, it will go through those various rounds of approval. So going through maybe an estimate approval or a planning approval to make sure it's something that we could feasibly handle. Here, when we come into our active projects view, this is a high-level overview of all active projects we have within our portfolio currently. Here, we're color coding on the approaching deadline, but you could really color code on any of the various variables. For instance, maybe we want to color code on how close we are to our budget, or maybe by project manager. Additionally, if we had a long list of projects in our portfolio, we could filter down this list here and only show projects that are taking place in a specific building, or maybe they're assigned to a specific project manager. So with that, I'll go ahead and click into one of our projects. Maybe we want to get a closer look at this overdue project that we have in the system and find out where the holdup is. So starting at a very high level with the project overview, here we're just pulling in some of those different details, additionally tying back to space management. So always giving users the ability to look back and see where the project is taking place graphically and see what floor plan is affected by this project. As we go through some of the other details here, we're pulling in project description, maybe the project status, and then additionally some critical dates and some critical financial information that's tied to the project. With these different critical dates and financial details that we have here in the system, we could have different notifications triggered to go out. So maybe as a critical date is approaching, or as we're approaching our budget, we could have notifications go out to the project team, maybe as a warning or just a heads up, letting them know that there's action coming up that will need to be taken. And then as we go through some of the other tabs, we do have the ability to conditionally add tabs or fields based on project type. So here you'll notice if I switch over to a project that isn't listed as a renovation project, we don't have that project renovation tab. When we click into the renovation details, here we're just looking at some of those fields that we filled in the request, the brand of paint that we're going to be using, which vendor we're going to be pulling in for this project. We could additionally add more vendors as we go. So maybe we have a cleaning company that's going to come in and clean after the painting is complete. Here is where we could fill out those various details regarding the vendor type, some of those general details, assigning a status to them if they're an active vendor. And then as we go through some different contact details, whether it be your basic phone and email, or also getting into some of the address details. We could also assign ratings to vendors, or this could be something that is automatically populated as the vendor completes projects. Continuing on, if we look at the project phases here, we can have these phases either run sequentially or we can have them run alongside each other. So pulling in different details regarding the estimated and actual start and end dates, and then also adding in the percentage complete as we go through our various steps. There's no limit to the amount of phases that you can add. And then if we'd like to get more granular, we can assign specific tasks either to the phases, or maybe we assign tasks to the different team members that are associated with our project. Here in the Team Members tab, we can add additional team members that will be working on the project and assign various roles. So maybe as a project manager, I have the ability to come in and add and edit the data within the project overview or various details, whereas our internal customers or some of our other roles may only be able to view the project, or change the status for our various tasks and phases. As we go through to the project contracts, here is an area to track the various vendors that we're working with, the contracts that we have in the system. We can add new contracts at any point. So maybe for instance, with this project, I'd want to come in and add a phase to, or a touch-up paint, we can say. Pulling in various details regarding the vendor itself, assigning a status to the contract, and then building in some of those various financial details. Maybe we say that it's an estimate for $3,000, just filling in as we go, and then adding a total invoice number. As we submit the new contract, we'll see our budgetary numbers adjust up above. So constantly keeping our project details up to date, making sure that all of our various team members are in the loop, and additionally keeping in mind those different notifications that could go out. So maybe we trigger a notification to go out once a new contract is added or once a phase is complete, just letting the team members know where things stand within the project. Coming over to our Documents tab, here we just have a central location to track any associated documents, whether we just have a project guide, maybe we have some various approval documents or team meeting notes, really just a central location to track all of the details within your project. And as Brian mentioned, we do have a very powerful reporting engine that allows us to track either individual projects, or maybe we want to look at an overall view of all of the projects we currently have in the system. So here we're breaking down the various projects that we have by project manager. Any data point or variable point that's kept within the system can then be used to build reports. We can build in different types of charts and graphs. We can even change the way we view the report while in the report viewer. So maybe I'd prefer to see this graph as a pie chart. I can also change the color coding as well. to make it easier to digest. Another report we can go ahead and look at is our project budget estimating tool. So this is a great tool for our users who are either submitting a new project. Maybe they can refer to this report to look to see what other projects have costs that are similar to the one they are working on. So here, looking at the amount of invoices we have by project type, or maybe the average budget that we've spent on the other projects that we've historically done. Various charts above, and then the raw data down below, telling me what the recommended budget should be, and also taking into account the deficit that we've had for some of our projects previously. These reports can either be viewed within the system. They can be scheduled to be sent out to the various team members on a recurring basis. So maybe you'd want to have a few reports that all of your team members receive on Monday morning. We can have that scheduled to be sent out at 7 a.m. so it's there in their inbox when they get to work. Additionally, reports can be exported to either a PDF, Excel, Word, any of those standard document types. Here we're looking at an example of what an exported report could look like. So this is the planning tool showing us our various different projects, what critical dates we have upcoming, looking at some life cycle details by project type. So how long a renovation project typically takes us as opposed to a space reconfiguration or a special event project. As we continue to scroll through, we'll see the distribution of our resources by project type. So allowing us to allocate resources in a smart way, in an intuitive way, as opposed to just guessing how many resources or what resources a specific project may need. We can continue to come through and see project by project how close we are to our actual start and end dates, if we're actually on track or if we're exceeding the estimated time. And the last report we can look at here is our project invoice report. So showing us what our different invoices either by building, how they're affecting the budgets that we have by building, and then also showing it in a pie graph. So just various different ways to view the data that is very important to a project management team on a regular basis. Down below, we see some of the raw data where the graphs are being driven from, taking into account the average budget, estimate, and amount invoiced compared to the total actual amount. So that's kind of the quick 20-minute version of project management. Of course, there's much more that we could show in a longer period of time, and would be happy to set up some of those custom demonstrations for your team to see the depth of the module. But with that, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Brian and Leisha and see if there's any questions.
Thanks, Hannah. Really terrific demonstration today. I really love being able to show up all the capabilities of our project module, including really the fantastic reporting that's accessible via the project module. Keeping in mind that the reporting is a lot more than just looking at these reports. It's really easy to export these reports. You can do timed reports. You can do things such as every Monday morning send all senior executives an updated project status report of all of the projects across the portfolio. And that sort of goes in line with one of the questions here that we got. It says, could the system generate a PDF of the completed request for project form for users to print and file? I'll go ahead and answer that one, Hannah. That's pretty straightforward. Absolutely, yes. Especially using our FMX reporting tool that you're looking at right here. We could automatically generate that report for someone to be able to have that PDF. You could have it actually automatically delivered via email. You could have it available to print, etc. So all of that flexibility is available in there. Here's another one. Can users create move projects and or service requests from a project and associate those requests to the project for easy reference? The answer is if you have those modules, yes, you can create move projects in those modules. You could create, for instance, service requests associated with our work order management module. and then you can attach those to the project. Yep, you can absolutely do that if you've got those modules. That's pretty straightforward. The next question is this the desktop view or mobile view? What she's actually showing right now is our desktop view. We didn't demonstrate the mobile view, but you have all of the same capabilities available in our FM mobile product, so that's a little bit of a difference. Everything she's showing right here is accessed via a standard web browser. Let's see what else we have in here. I answered some of them right in the QA pane. Let's see what else we have here. Besides project code, can a system-generated project number be created when generating new projects similar to moves and service request numbers? Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. We can automatically generate those project numbers based upon the next available number, or maybe something a bit more complicated. We could configure that or show you how to configure that. And I'm not sure if you've got anything else to add to that.
No, that sounds great.
Okay. Let's see here. I think that's all of the questions. Yeah. What we're going to do now is we're just going to stay on the line for a few minutes longer. If there's any more questions that anyone who has that's attending, please go ahead and type those into the question pane, and we'll go ahead and answer those. Most of the questions so far have been pretty straightforward, and you can handle all of that. If you don't have any additional questions, we thank you very, very much for attending the webcast. You will be receiving a follow-up email with the recording. If you've got people within your organization who wanted to attend but missed it, please feel free to give them the recording. We're also going to be sending the recording to people who signed up or who were unable to attend. We typically have those recordings available maybe by the end of the day. If not, and by the end of the day, early tomorrow, you'll be getting a notification letting you know that that's available. So someone just asked exactly, will this webinar be replayed anytime soon? We record all of our webinars, and it will be available in the resource area of our website. You'll see the resources tab up at the top. It will be available there in the next couple of days. You'll also have access to view this webinar anytime. Hannah, I'd like to thank you. Leisha, I believe that's everything we have. Thank you very much, and I hope that you all got out of our presentation what you wanted to understand about our project management module. We look forward to follow-ups with you and look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Hannah. And thank you, everyone, for attending. I hope everyone has a great day.